What's up, everybody? Another episode of Under Construction Men Building Men. I have the great Leslie Jackson from Goldsboro, North
What up, Big
Carolina.
Vic? What's up, man?
What's
What's
going on,
up?
brother?
I can't
How's it
call it,
going?
man.
And
Man,
so,
glad to hear
a
from you,
little
brother.
backstory. Hey, a little backstory for let's get in here. Listen, you talking about a baseball playing machine. I was in the stands and I saw him catch two teeth to the forehead.
Oh,
Or did you, or
snap,
did you, or
man.
did you leave two teeth? Yeah,
Right
two
there.
teeth to the forehead.
2 to the 4.
Oh
Man, you were there?
man, at the game sitting like this. Hey, like
Wow.
this. Man, this is baseball. This ain't football. What just happened?
Man, that was from Chris West, man. No, I'm sorry.
Man,
Simon Hill. Yep, Simon Hill, man. Left 2 teeth in my head. Full, knocked me out, man. I remember that vividly.
yo, that was crazy. So
Yeah, it
let's,
was.
man, tell the people, man, what you got going on, brother. I know we've been
Man,
knowing each other about
look,
30
before
years.
we get started, man, I wanted to share with your audience, which I believe in what you're doing, man. Humble
appreciate it.
beginnings, sincerity is going to succeed. It's already succeeded, brother. Because that's why I
Yes,
said
sir.
I told my boss, I said, man, I got to go. I'm on a pod. He was like, what kind of podcast you on? And I said, one that's going to blow up. You don't worry about that. Just watch. But
Just watch. Say it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. I wanted to share with everyone what kind of man we're dealing with. I was in law enforcement I just retired actually after 24 years. But in 2013, I got terminated from Greenville Police Department. It was behind a long story, but I was terminated and I was in between jobs, man. I didn't know what I was going to do. And lo and behold, I got an inbox from this guy from Goldsboro named Derrick Vic. This was out of the blue. Well, nothing happens without the big man upstairs knowing about it.
Correct.
So
You're right.
D Vic hit me up. Les, what's going on, brother? I know. And for something, whether it was the Holy Spirit or whatever, it was the Holy Spirit. It was not whatever.
Right.
Asked me to ask Derrick did you know about any job? Because I was in between jobs, man. I was sitting, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Right.
This man, Derrick Vic, put me in touch with his sister, Tracy, over at Walmart.
Yes.
And said, you want a job? We can get you a job. And I'm like, I'm grasping at straws right now because nobody would touch me in law enforcement because I just got fired.
Right.
And Derrick Vic and Tracy orchestrated it, and I became a manager with Walmart.
Facts.
And man, it was. I will never forget it, brother. All you got to do is ask, and I'll be there. But we were there for me.
That's what we do for each other, brother.
That's what we do. That's why people don't understand about the borough, baby.
The borough, exactly. Exactly. Small. We might be a small town, like I tell everybody. You bring your best 5, I bring my best 5. We come and win it. Hey, we win it. And no matter what, pity pad, you want to play hopscotch, baseball, basketball, football, we win it.
We do it all, baby. We do it all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's tell me what's going on now, man. You back in law enforcement, or what you got going on, brother?
Shoot, no, man. No, sorry, but so D, when that happened, I realized how fragile your careers are, especially when you think you're going down the path that's your destiny. But when God got another plan for you, bro, he'll disrupt it. And that's what it was. And so I started thinking about how bad law enforcement is and the type of reform that was needed. So I began going back to school,
Okay.
And I went and obtained my 4-year. And I said, well, I need to keep going, because my bosses got masters. And I said, I probably ain't smart enough to get a master's, man.
Right.
But I went to the same exact school. I went to Methodist over in Fayetteville, man. Got my master's.
Yeah.
But the drive that was in me, that was built from an early age, growing up in the borough, man, the grind, the struggle. I was like, what can set me apart? And my wife was like, hey, why don't you go get your doctorate? I was like, oh, no, I know I ain't smart enough
go get your doctorate, boy.
Get no doctorate. And 4 years ago, brother, I started the journey, and I am 2 chapters away from being Dr. Jackson. And hey, they gonna listen, D.
Dr. Leslie Jackson?
Man, say it one more time. Say it.
Dr. Leslie Jackson.
Good God Almighty, but praises.
Ooh,
But
wee.
I say all that not to be bragging or anything. People know me. That ain't, that's not me. But just from humble beginnings, if you have God in your life, man, you can do anything. And the relationships that you and I share is genuine. That's why I try to teach my boys, man, about genuine relationships and true love.
Yeah.
And you can't put a price on it, bro.
And absolutely, because you figure no matter, because 2013 we hadn't talked probably for about 10 years.
Easily.
Or maybe in passing, maybe, hey, Les, what's going on, bro? Not a conversation. And then that happened. And it's funny you say about God, because God will get you out of your own way because you think you're safe. Like when I was at Walmart, I was like, man, I'm going to stay here forever. Even though I wasn't extremely happy, it was a job. It paid the bills. It took care of everything. And God was like, man, Walmart ain't enough for you. You fired. I was like, what? You fired me on my birthday? God, you got me fired on my birthday.
On your birthday.
Got fired. December 27th, they fired me before the bonus and everything.
Wow.
Due to so backstory, I was a licensed carry instructor, concealed handgun instructor. Moved back to Wilmington, North Carolina from McAlester, Oklahoma. So in Oklahoma and Texas, you take your gun everywhere you go.
Open carry anywhere.
And wherever you go, you take your pistol. Mm-hmm. So I was working in Wilmington. My grandma had a bolt action 12 gauge shotgun from Montgomery Ward that I was going to refurbish.
He said Montgomery Ward, y'all.
Montgomery, a bolt action 12 gauge shotgun. I don't know where you can see one of those at again. Montgomery Ward. It was in the trunk of my car. Somebody broke into my car. This was about right before or right after Sandy Hooks happened. Mm-hmm. Somebody broke into my car, stole the shotgun. So what you're supposed to do, I reported it. The police came, did a report, saw that my car was open. They looked on the video. They saw people by my car, whatever. Mm-hmm. That was in August. So September, nothing. October, I get you through Halloween. November, I get you through Thanksgiving. December, I get you through Christmas. After I carry you through all the holidays.
The busiest times for Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Right. Then after I've gotten you through all that, you were like, oh, we don't need you anymore. And if it wasn't for my sister working and being an HR manager, I probably would have choked him. I probably, because he had another manager sitting in there with him. And he was like, let's be professional about this. And I was like, man, when have you ever been professional? And I took my walkie-talkie down and slammed it on the table. And she just took her desk. The other manager, she slid it back. She's like, woo, boy. Because, so this is where it gets real dirty, Les, when you're talking about people doing stuff behind your back. They waited until the market manager was on vacation to terminate me.
Because the market manager.
When I get terminated, right, who did I call? The market manager. I said, man, I appreciate everything you've done for me and the plans you have for me, but I just got terminated and I appreciate it. He was like, what did you just say? I said, yeah, I just got terminated. He said, hold on, I'll call you right back. Boy, you tell me he set a firestorm from his HR and market manager, the store manager, trying to figure out what happened. How you going to fire somebody without my approval? It was like, you was on vacation. He was like, well, you call me for everything else. You going to fire my best shift manager? And so he was like, Derrick, I'm sorry that happened. Give me 90 days. I bring you back as a shift manager. You go to the other store that we should have put you in the first place, and then we'll get back to your plan. Nah, man, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Deuces.
That's a terrible taste in my mouth for that. Mm-hmm. And me and the store manager didn't get along. But anyway, man, enough about that sad story, bro. We both made it because God said, get out of my way.
I don't look at it as a sad story, D. I look at it as part of your journey, bro. That's all.
Facts.
That's all it is.
And then, of course, we talked about Steve Newby. He reached out a branch to me and said, hey, man, you know anything about natural gas? I was like, man, nope. I know something about tobacco. I'm from Goldsboro, North Carolina. I know something about that. I know something about hard work.
Right.
And he was like, well, you're going to have to interview for the position, but I might have a spot for you. And then he brought me down to Dallas. I interviewed for the position. Interviewed for a couple more positions because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
He said, hey, come interview. So not only did I come interview for him, I set up more interviews just in case. And then, the rest is history. I've been here 10 years now.
Look at that,
they have to fire me again. Unless God got another plan, but like, you fired again. I'm like,
His plans are not our plans, bro.
So Les, where you at now? You're in Greenville or?
I am in Greenville, man. When I left Mount Olive after playing baseball up there, I moved to Greenville, and I've been here ever since.
You can bring me a
Presently,
sandwich.
I just finished up a stint at Beaufort Community College. I was the Men of Success coordinator.
Oh, that's awesome. What's a Men of Success? What is that actually?
Men of Success is a program designed to connect minority males with resources at the college.
Gotcha.
Awesome program. Helped a lot of people out. But that's what I've been doing since I left law enforcement. I got so fed up with law enforcement, man. I was like, you know what? I can do something else. You know what I mean? And in order to make the changes that I want to see that I know that need to be made, I got to get a seat at the table. And so, that's what hopefully the doctor is going to do. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to serve. And that's what I've been doing. So I just started a job Monday with this.
Congratulations.
Thanks, bro. This nonprofit called Power of You. And Power of You helps counties in Eastern North Carolina connect minorities with resources. But I get to do it on a larger base now with a larger payroll budget and everything. So it's good, man. Serve. And if anybody out there listening, man, you get in the hard spot, get your focus off yourself and serve, and watch how things turn around for you.
And make sure before we get off, give me those links and stuff, and we'll put it in the bottom of the interview, so people can click on that stuff, and then if they need donations or whatever it can be, we can do that. Mm-hmm. So a little backstory on Eastern North Carolina, man. Eastern North Carolina, the Goldsboro, where we came from, has, I want to say, 11 housing projects. Maybe it might be 12. To be such a small town, there's no way there should be that many housing projects in a town that size. I mean, it just shouldn't. There's a lot of great people in the borough, and for having all those housing projects, I frequently, a lot of times in the project, I knew a lot of people in there. It was great people, but I just think there's a lot for that town. A lot of great people made it, and then there's a lot of great people that didn't. So, what do you think was the toughest part of law enforcement? So, I know you say you couldn't. I'm guessing there's no way to reach the people. If you're the law enforcement, it's already too late. If you're on the scene, you can't reach that person. It's already too late.
True. The biggest thing that I found in law enforcement, and let me preface all that saying, when you hear the whole adage, there's some good law enforcement officers out there, and it's true because, like I said, I spent 25 years of my life in it, and I've met a lot of good guys. Right. But the system itself, is designed for us to fail. I mean, I can speak blatantly on. I mean, look, that was part of my problem when I was in, is that I spoke up. But as far as the relationships that you gain with people, it's the follow up. I mean, I had a job to do, but once I did it, I followed up with you to help you navigate what you just got yourself into. And if you're genuine and over time, it's like, okay, well, Jackson's all right, man. If you get in trouble, you need to go holler at Jackson, this, and the third. Gotcha. So, yeah, that's what I did, man.
So do you think, we're going to get on law enforcement about this one, but when we were kids, the police department used to come into the schools, the fire department used to come into the schools, and they would talk to the kids, and the fire department would talk to the kids. Do you think that is no longer a part of the school curriculum, that the kids are more afraid of the officers than they would be if they still had that program in there, or would it be the same?
With the advent of social media, D, and how connected we are, you don't have to read the news Argus. Remember the Goldsboro news? See, remember that?
Yeah.
You don't have to wait.
They had me Derrick Dick in there for a long time. Derrick Dick scores a touchdown. Man, my name is Vic, man.
But you don't have to wait for the paper to come out, and you can get it instant. Right. And it's tough, man. And when you see stuff, it's like, well, you see stuff almost every day. But then on the flip side of that, and not to get too deep in everything, we're doing a lot to feed into the narrative that's being put out on us.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, we're not gonna get too deep into all that, but we hold everything we need to succeed, man. If we just come together and make this thing happen. But everybody, I want to be in charge of this, or I want to take credit for this, and man, it's I've seen a lot, D. I've seen a lot, bro.
So let's talk about your first love, baseball, right? Which one's first love, football or baseball?
It's always been baseball.
Always been baseball. So you guys had a I don't even know how you guys didn't win it. Well, I guess I do know how you didn't win the state because
I do. Coaching. Well, damn
it. So this is the thing I was talking about. Was Coach Wiz you guys coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with all the talent that you guys had on the baseball diamond, who got D1? Who went to big schools because you was a big time athlete? Eric Waters was a big time athlete. Chris was a big time. Todd was a big time athlete. I mean, all these big baseball players, because there used to be scouts out there and asking you guys you win bats and all that.
Sure did.
Who got to the Carolinas, the states, the that type of thing on that program? And I'm gonna circle back to it because it comes back to everything that he coached. He was a great coach in aspects of not sending nobody to school. I love Coach Wiz, but he ain't sending nobody to college.
He ain't sending nobody. He could care less. He was getting them W's, man. They put him in baseball by default, because he was a football guy.
Yeah.
So they were in between baseball coaches, and that's how Coach Wiz ended up coaching baseball. We were looking at him some days at practice like, man, what are you talking about? We've been playing ball since we were 5 years old. That ain't how it worked.
That boy brought dummies out there. Y'all supposed to be playing baseball. He got this.
Yeah, he hit the dummy. Nah, that ain't what we doing, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Andre Ortiz. Oh, y'all.
Andre Ortiz.
Daryl Rouse.
I think I remember a guy named Andre, little short guy with glasses from Sawston.
Yeah, you used to play shortstop with y'all, Andre Ortiz.
Yeah, I didn't really like him that much, man. Right? Yeah. No, that's my
Gary Cox, Daryl Rouse. I mean,
Derrick. Let me tell you, we had everything. Multiple championships should have been out of Eastern Wayne from 87 to 90. We should have won it.
Because they won in 87. So they won in 87.
Mm-hmm.
And then the talent. I mean, it wasn't because of lack of talent. Right. Because 87 was a great team. Then 88, 89. I mean, the talent just kept getting better.
It kept getting better, but they didn't evolve. And the thing about the Carolinas and stuff, it wasn't anyone that looked like us. Didn't even know there was an opportunity to do. I didn't know anything about any HBCUs ever. When I was in this is high school now, I got a guidance counselor. Grades were good. I could have got in pretty much anywhere, but nobody steered me to college. Nobody.
Right.
I didn't even know my guidance counselor, and whether it was my fault or my parents, but they didn't know.
Right.
But my last 5 years in law enforcement, I was spent as a school resource officer. So I was inside the schools. Right. I got a heart for student athletes.
Right.
And so I made sure, especially I was able, and I'm talking about being blessed, I was able to be the school resource officer at my son's school while they were in school.
Oh, man. That's awesome right there.
So anything that came down the pipe, I was able to direct them, and I made sure the counselors knew who I was and knew who my boys were. But back to 90, man, it was, I think Dre went to Shaw, and before I knew anything about it, Coach Jackson was one of the coaches at Shaw, invited me and my dad down.
Yeah.
And we went and we rode up on the campus. I was like, what in the world is this?
Right.
And he didn't show up. That's the only reason I didn't go to Shaw, bro. Because if he would have been there and would have been the only one that offered at the time, I would have went to Shaw University. But the next week, Carl Lancaster came from Mount Olive, and I was on, that was the only one I knew. I didn't know anything about A&T, Central, nothing like that, just from exposure or lack of exposure and where we grew up and everything,
And you think about HBCUs, you don't think baseball, you're thinking,
football, basketball.
And you ain't thinking that they got a baseball program, and they got a pretty good baseball program at that. And that's the thing. So if you look at all the talent that was at Eastern Wayne, and this is a sore topic for me. You think of all the talent that came through Eastern Wayne. We ain't got nobody that went to the league. You ain't got nobody with big. You got our arch rivals, Goldsboro. They got a million people that went to Division I because they had a great coaching, and everybody loved. Everybody's talking about Goldsboro. They don't got good academics. Their academics are better than ours. You had to have a 2.3 to play over there. They cared. Coach James was going to take you somewhere. And
Coach James reached out to me my 10th grade year.
Yeah.
Son, where do you want to go to school? I didn't know. Now, this is from a Goldsboro coach reaching out. And I'm like, and I think we had Coach Scooter.
Right.
Coach Scooter. Austin. On the hop.
Yo, here we go.
Here we go.
Down, man.
Yeah. But it goes back to what you touched on, man, is caring. Yeah. That's how they got more people in the league, because we had, I thought, superior talent at Eastern Wayne for a stretch.
Right.
But it comes down to connections, caring, and mentorship. And we didn't have that at EW. And
it's crazy because so football, right? A lot of players couldn't play because they had to work.
Boy.
And Coach Wiz wouldn't let them come. I said, hey, man.
He wouldn't let you come.
Hey, I'm in the 10th grade, bro. I just came from junior high. You talking about we're going to play Timmy Moore, and they're from Greenville Road. Timmy Moore is 5'10", 235, and run the 4.340. You know how I remember that? Because we talked about it all week. Who going to stop him? Who going to touch him? Oh, I touched him.
I just talked to him last week, man.
Did you?
I did. One of my golf
That dude hit a home run on y'all. It's probably still circling the plane.
Yeah, I'm sure. They were nasty. You talking about nasty? Greenville teams were nasty.
Man, that's what I'm saying. And all this talent around Eastern Wayne. Eastern Wayne was loaded with talent. Then you got the Goldsboros and the Southern Waynes. And these guys are going to Division I schools with great talent, but still you come to Eastern Wayne and we take you to the buzzer, or we're beating you in baseball, we're beating you in football, beating you in basketball.
Explain it.
You got all these players going to, Coach at Goldsboro, they were there for the players.
They were there for the players, bro. That's what it boils down to.
Coach James would take a 2-18 and send 18 players to college. Whether they're D1, HBCU, or whatever, he's sending 18 players. And then here you are right here, baseball team, you guys are going to the playoffs, regionals, and
nobody getting a sniff.
They're going to Shaw, nobody going to, Chris Westhorn. I don't know how fast he was throwing. He was catching back there. He throwing missiles back there.
Yeah, it was.
Andre Waters, I think he might have came your senior, junior year. He was getting some hits going to some farm teams. I think Chris might have went to a farm team.
Yeah.
But then you got Southern Wayne. You got Dino Filio, big time name, and all these different things. And you look at us, and there's no, Dino went to the league. Jerome Wooten went to the league, and the names just keep going. Big Yappa went to North Carolina State. Howard and A&T Bacardi Ayers, and Sean Poe, and it's just name after name, and we just didn't have the. And
we didn't have anybody advocating for us, bro.
Right, and I guess it's on us too, because I guess we could have figured it out. But as you see everybody else, I don't want to say it came easy to them, because they worked their ass off to get it, but they had somebody that was able to say, hey, listen, this is what you need.
Connections.
You take the SATs. You need to go.
Man, I knew nothing about no SAT until I got ready to go to Mount Olive. And it was like, what's your SAT? I was like, what's that, the day after Friday?
What am I doing Saturday? Whatever you tell me, coach.
And so I signed up to take it. And I'm a senior graduating, bruh. And it just goes to show, and I hate to even bring it, but it just shows you a different level of racism,
right? That
we dealt with, whether it was mass or racism never going away. It just continues to evolve, bro. It just gets different.
And it's crazy because if you look, so nobody helped us, and you look at all even the Jamie Bells, the Mike Parks, the Sweeneys, just the
talent, man.
Just
man, you can't tell me out of them 3 names that they couldn't have went. They could have went D1, but you can't tell me they couldn't went D2 anywhere.
Man, and then I tried to transfer. I tried to transfer to the borough. They cut that quick. That's like, nah, bro. You ain't going. Okay. So I'm gonna do whatever I got to do. And I had some offers after I was out of school year. Brody, Ruger was getting a lot of looks, and the coach from Southern Illinois asked me to ask Brody what I was doing because they ran that same play, the end around. And he was like, "Oh, he said Wayne Community College, and tell him that send me his grades, and then we'll send him over to junior college. He finished there, and then he come back as last. But by that time, I was doing a lot of terrible stuff. So another time, another story. Hey man, you didn't bring me no Parker sandwich, man. You could at least ate it online so I could see the barbecue sandwich or cornbread sticks or something.
Man, I made some turkey barbecue what's the day? Today's Thursday. I made it Sunday. Put 2 birds out there, spatchcocked them, season them up. They don't know that they don't know nothing about that around here, boy. They think I'm the man right here.
Hey, they don't know it. They looking at you like,
man, how you do that, man? Hey, bro, I grew up with that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, so the borough. We touched on the borough. You're in Greenville now. What else you got going on, man? You're doing a lot of great. You about to be a doctor, bro.
It's crazy. Now, when I tell you this has been it's definitely been the hardest thing I've done is face this doctorate, man, because it get to a certain point and they dump you off and you got to go out and complete your research. And not a lot of people are willing to help. But again, it comes back to networking. And I'm at Liberty University right now. I'm probably one of the whitest schools in America, but that was by design. So why would you do that, Les? Why would you go to Liberty? Why not go? Because I wanted to learn the language of the people that I'm trying to infiltrate pretty much. And it's been, I'm closer than I was yesterday, but I ain't quite there yet. So you'll know, because I want to come back up here, if it ain't but for 10 seconds, and show you the regalia and say, little from the borough, baby, from the borough.
That boy about to be a doctor.
Ain't it crazy, man?
Doctor
hey, D, look, you got the
paging Dr. Jackson.
You say you in Dallas?
No, I'm in Houston.
You in Houston. So I think the
never leaving. They're gonna put me out.
MPHC. I think they're having a cookout in Houston this summer, and we're coming down.
Oh, that's a bet.
So you already know what it is. You already know what it is.
You got to find out which part of Houston, because this rascal's so big. If you're on the south side, it's gonna take about an hour and some change to get
so it ain't like the borough when I can come there and go over everything in a day.
Let's say you in the bottom of Houston, you be like, yo, come on. I'll be like, all right. It's gonna be like I'm leaving from Charlotte, especially if the traffic bad. You can be like, I'll see you in about 2.5 hours.
Well, I'm gonna call you, and we're gonna make sure if we're close, we'll connect. But
that's a bet.
I need some.
So did your kids go through Goldsboro, but the Greenville or what?
Now you're touching on a whole nother part now. So I got two monsters, man. 2 of the best guys. Cam and Bryce. Cam's a senior at A&T.
Okay.
His senior year in high school, which Dad was his resource officer, he won North Carolina Player of the Year. Same award that Chris West won back in the day. Ain't that crazy, man? So Cam wins that, and Cam's always wanted to go to A&T.
Okay.
So he ended up fulfilling his dream, and we've been in. I thought, and we were praying so hard last year that he was going to get the call to get drafted, but the teams that were talking to him didn't pull the trigger. I was like, all right, cool. We got another year. So this past season, Ken Griffey picked him as one of the top 50 in an HBCU circuit to come out to California, and he participated in the HBCU All-Star game.
If you guys don't know who he just said Ken Griffey.
The kid. You hear what I'm saying? Man.
The dude with the sweetest left-hand swing ever to baseball.
My son FaceTime dad, and I was like, yo, what's up, man? He said, no, Dad, just wanted you to see. And it was Griff, man. Do you know what that did to me? He was with him, next to him, and he said, hey, how you doing? You know, you have a great son, this and that, the third. And I was like, I'm done, bro. I was like,
you speak.
Thank you. What do I do with my hands?
Man, that is beautiful, man.
It was beautiful, man. It was one of those moments, man. It was one of those moments, bro. And so this year he's going into his senior year, and he's gonna get. They're gonna pick him off in June. I'm pretty confident they're gonna get him.
Okay.
Baby boy, who was participating in the Little League World Series. He got to a point where he was like, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to play football." I said, "Whoa! What you mean, cuz? I ain't trying to no more baseball, right? No more baseball, cuz." He walked away in 10th, 9th grade.
Yeah.
He ended up playing both, but he said his heart was in football. So he got offered scholarships out of high school, and he chose football, man. So now he's quarterback over at Winston-Salem State, another HBCU.
Yeah.
And he can spin it, boy. He's a bad dude. But I'm proud of my boys, man. And not just because of the sports, but just the young man that they're becoming, bro.
And you had to go through what you went through in order so you could show them how to get there. You had no help and gave them all the help.
Man, my platform, D, and that's not just for them. Anybody that I come in contact, bro, I try to be what I needed when I was younger, man. It's that simple.
Right.
It's that simple, man.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Man, mm-hmm. Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey, man, on my FaceTime. I was like, hey, Ken, all right, I got to go, man. I said, Dad, he won't talk to me. He said,
hey,
man,
Ken, I got this jersey from 1995. You think you can sign it for me? I'll send it to you expeditiously.
Hey, D, they sent Cam home with so much stuff. He got a laptop. He got 3 pair of Griffey's shoes, of course.
Yeah.
Bat bags, gloves, not Under Armour, Nike shades, Oakleys. They loaded them down, man, and just the experience was. I said, dude, you don't.
Is he lefty too?
Do what?
Is he a lefty too?
He's lefty. I'm gonna send you some video. Oh, we got a sweet swinging lefty now. Ooh. Oh, we got a sweet swinging lefty. Yeah. Man. I tell him all the time. I said, boy, you can't hold a candle to me. The real talk, D, he nasty. He nasty, man.
Hey, son, I just want to let you know. When I was playing, I was better than you. Just want to let you know. You good?
Look, anytime he gets some accolades or his chest start poking out, I was like, Hall of Fame, bro. Hall of Fame, man. All college. Remember that. Yeah, remember that.
Once you get on the jacket,
right?
Once you put a jacket on, then talk to me, son. Now,
if
you get drafted, he can be like, "What that?"
Oh, it's a wrap. He get drafted. I'm taking. I'm like, all right. You the man.
I got drafted.
You the man.
Not only did I get drafted,
he was like, Dad, what if I don't get drafted? In such and such round. I said, listen to me. If you're the last pick on the last day, they offer you a 6-pack of Pepsi and some donuts. We going.
Yeah, because it's all about that farm. Even though you hide, you still going to the farm.
You going to the farm, period. And you got to produce. You got to produce on the farm.
There's a lot of first rounders that went to the farm and never made it out.
That's right.
Yeah. So you take that work ethic from North Carolina into there. Ain't no stopping you there. Ain't no stopping if you take that work ethic. Especially if you had to work tobacco. You ain't never ever.
Boy, they don't know nothing about that now. You ain't working tobacco all day and then go to practice. All that gum on you, man.
And the thing about it is, Coach Wiz didn't understand that those guys had to work. They got to buy their own
school clothes
and stuff.
Yeah. I would have never stopped. I would have never stopped football if Coach Wiz would have let me work. I'd have never stopped football. Mm-hmm. And love, man, I love contact. Love.
I mean, we about to play the game. They only 35 of us, but if you look in the stands, they 15 motherfuckers out there could be starting right now because they had to work to get back a field. We getting our eyeballs beat in because you don't want to let nobody come after work. Come on, man. We would have been all right.
Sure did. That was so disappointing. So disappointing.
Man, that's awesome though. Two great kids in school, about to graduate. Might be both of them going to the league. Need a HBCU quarterback to go to the league too.
When I tell you this boy, and never had any official training. I took him down to Florida for a week, his senior year. But other than that, never had any official training, man. Just natural, God-given talent. And if I can get him with someone that could actually guide him and mold him, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem.
Baseball carries a lot of different sports that people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
If you could play baseball,
athletes.
If you played baseball, and then all the other sports just fall in with baseball.
But you come from another sport trying to play baseball?
Oh yeah.
No, you got problems.
Yo, I ain't gonna play. Well, Mike gets to play baseball. I'm like, you can't just stop playing baseball or football and be like, I'm gonna play baseball. Have you ever played baseball? No, but I'm gonna make it. No. You're gonna be throwing about baseball. You can be jumping out of the box. Chris West threw a curveball at me. I jumped clean out of the box. Less than he moved. Got him. Yeah. Throw another one of them, Chris. Throw another one of them.
So, I used to love talking jump.
So Chris West won North Carolina High School Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And went where?
He ended up, Baltimore drafted him, but he declined, and he went and played at Chapel Hill. He ended up at Chapel Hill. Mm-hmm. But circumstances had it where he lost the love for it, man, and he packed it in. He's last I heard, he's still in Goldsboro.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, man, Goldsboro, if you don't get out of there by 25, you staying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to leave. You're staying.
You don't want to leave.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I love Goldsboro. I love to visit.
Right.
With some cooler chicken. My dad every time. Cooler chicken. Y'all bring you some cooler chicken,
baby. Right. Hey, D, they definitely don't know about cooler chicken, do they?
Well, hey, you be like, this last piece of chicken might be a fight breakout. Who got that last piece of cooler chicken?
Right. Hey, D, I had these jokers up here flipping out, man. They was like, you gonna do what? I said, man, just watch out, man. You gonna put it in the cooler. Watch this. And they blow their mind.
The people here call it nicking. I said, what is nicking? They call it N-word chicken. I said, come on, man. Who puts chicken in the cooler? I said, man, listen. You put that chicken in there with that aluminum foil.
That aluminum foil?
Whatever sauce you want on there and close it. And when it's time to eat, it is still frying hot.
It is.
Yeah. And then when you try to pull it out with your tongues, it fall all to pieces. And people are like, whoa, I can't wait to get that chicken.
Scientists from the borough, baby. Engineers. Ingenuity.
Same thing. My dad first told me. He was like, hey, man, go give me some aluminum foil. I was all right. He said, bring me that cooler. I was like, what are you going to do with this cooler, man? He was like, put the aluminum foil inside the cooler. I said, for what? He said, man, just put the aluminum foil in the cooler. So I lined that aluminum foil in there. He started throwing that chicken off the grill. Like, man, what are you doing? He said, just watch. He took that hot sauce and poured it in there. Closed it. Bloop. He said, when we get ready to eat, it's going to be ready. And people started coming up, showing up. They were like, where the chicken at? They were like, it's in the cooler. People were like, in the cooler? Huh? They started grabbing it out of the cooler. They were like, Lord have mercy.
Lose their mind, man.
The chicken in the cooler. It's in the cooler.
And it stay hot.
Yeah. Hey, sir, where you going with that plate? Oh, I was going to take this plate. No. Eat that plate here. You know, somebody will fix a plate, wrap it, put it in the car, come back and get a plate.
Come back. Hey, that ain't what we're doing here.
You just had. I'm trying to feed the borough, and you trying to be greedy, my boy. Come on. Now.
Speaking of which, Mr. Vic, when will be the next time that you're in the borough with the cooler chicken?
It's probably, I need to come see my dad February, because once he got sick last year, man, he went from walking and everything to now on a walker, learning to get his strength back up to walk again. Can't drive, that drive him crazy, So probably February.
But make sure, brother, you let me. I sent you my number yesterday. You make sure you let me know.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir. We're gonna sit down.
And I'm because I don't know how many cook sessions I got left with him. You know, you never know. So every time I come down, we're gonna throw a hog on or something. That way I can.
That's right.
Continue to pick his brain.
That's right. My father passed almost a year to the day, bro. So man, I'm sorry to hear that, what you just said is real, man. What you said is real, and don't take it for granted.
Because my mom been going about almost 5 years now. It seemed like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy when you know we're getting up there when your parents start to go.
Man, what is
we have some superheroes.
So my mom, I finally got them to move from Parkstown, which should be the capital of North Carolina, Parkstown, with all the athletes that came out of Parkstown. But that's for another show.
And you ain't lying about that. Good.
I finally got mom and dad to leave Parkstown and move up here to Greenville to be closer to me. And once dad passed, the plan is me and my wife, we built a house, and I had a wing built on like an in-law wing.
Yeah.
So my plan was to bring mom and dad and take care of them here. But long story short, once dad passed, I was like, all right, mom, now we're going to move you in. She was like, move me in where? I ain't going nowhere. I was like, but mom, that's but nothing. And I was like, man, but I get it, because that's her last piece of independence. I didn't for a while, it was upsetting, because I'm this is why I did this, to be closer to you, so you don't have to. But they got me to see that was her last piece of independence, man, and she wants to. So I go, check on her every day and stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is they're a different cloth.
Absolutely.
My dad, our parents aren't going to slow down, whether the doctor say it or not. And that's what me and Tim was talking about last time on the video, is that we didn't know about going to the doctor, because if my dad was sick, you didn't know it.
You didn't know.
If my dad went to the doctor and the doctor said something wrong, you didn't know it. Him and my mom handled that. I don't know if it was to save our feelings or whatever it was, but they discussed it between them. And then later on, if you found somebody was sick or whatever, then you found out that way. It wasn't, oh, I'm going to the doctor today. Like when my dad's hand got smashed at Firestone, man, his hand was like that. And he still just, they did surgery on it, whatever. And he, superhero.
Yes.
And that's the kind of thing that we grew up watching. And then now this day and age, kids are able to, I want to say, express themselves more, because,
we create a platform for that, D.
Yeah. I wasn't going to tell you how I felt when I was a kid. I was like, man.
And that was the worst thing that and to touch on something I deal with now, and that's on a personal level, is trauma that we didn't even know we had, and coming from the same stuff that you're talking about right now. So I encourage my boys, anytime they walk by me, I grab them, I give them a big old kiss, and he's two grown stinking tail men, but I didn't have that when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Not saying that dad didn't love me, because I know he did. Yeah. But the expression of your feelings and everything, man, I was like, I said, hey, bro, I tell my boys all the time, man, I love you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't care what happens. If you need me, call me. That's the relationships we have. Now, I might choke you out, but I'm gonna bring you back, and then we go handle whatever.
Hey, don't think you're that assault because I said I love you.
Right, but I need.
Did I know my dad loved me? Yeah,
that's right.
But I heard him tell me later on in life,
much later.
I love you, boy. Yeah, not when I was young. And my
when you
mom
were forming.
took me everywhere. Yeah, my mom took me everywhere. Like my dad always worked.
Same here.
Most of the time, he worked 2 jobs, not because we need the money, but he's building a nest egg, so we never need the money. So he worked 2 jobs, or he always worked, and then when he could be there, he would be there. But my mom was the one who took me everywhere, and I'd get in trouble with her first before I got in trouble with him. And then he'd say, well, what'd your mom say? And I tell him, like, yeah, next time, whatever, we'll hit you in the eye or something, But she's already laid down the law. Mom was the hammer.
The authority, brother.
Mom couldn't handle, then dad would come by and be like, jump at your mama, I'll kill you in here, boy. You'd be like,
right. I remember Miss Carol Battle.
Yeah.
Called
principal.
Yep.
Assistant principal. Vice principal.
Vice principal. I skipped school with Chris West because Chris lived right across the street. And we just went home for a sandwich. We were gonna be back and got caught. This chick called my daddy, who was an over-the-road truck driver.
Yeah.
And he called my mama, who had to leave Bluebells, which is a sewing plant over in LaGrange.
Yeah.
And buddy, you hear me? I put it this way, I never thought about.
So that was the last day.
That was the last day.
Chris, let's go get a sandwich now, bro. You ain't hungry.
I ain't hungry.
Yeah, they probably didn't call your mama, did they, Chris?
I'm gonna wait for the cooler chicken.
You got me in trouble. You probably didn't get in trouble. Your dad probably said, "What are you doing over here?" I got me a sandwich.
But real talk, D. We touched on racism a little bit before. I was never really, and I hate to even sound naive, man. I was never really exposed. If I was, I didn't really know it growing up at Eastern Wayne,
right? Because
the interaction I had with white people was Chris West's parents and his family,
right?
Who took me in when I was 7, 8 years old, and I knew them my whole life. I stayed over there, man. Miss West and Mr. TC, they would fuss me out just like they were my mom and dad. And Christmas time, so that was my exposure to it. So I hate to say I was shielded, but I was shielded for a certain part of racism exists, no doubt. Right. But that was my experience with it, bro.
And I would say me too, that since I was based, that I didn't see a lot of racism, except for the time we'd go to Burger King.
Oh man,
our other classmates are already out there, and then when we'd show up, they'd run everybody away, and then they would come back, and then as you're coming back, you might stop by again, but like, damn, I thought they ran away. Like, yeah, man, when y'all came up, they ran us away. You're like, damn. So and then, oh man, being Chubbs. The little drive-through store that used to be by Litchfield Theater?
I do.
That little drive-through gas station. So me and Chubbs drove through there, got a Tahitian treat. You guys don't know about that.
Tahitian treat.
Tahitian treat. Bag of Cheetos, right? And then we drove off to Blockbuster. So when the Blockbuster, man, my boy Chubbs and get him moving Blockbuster, but when we pulled in the Blockbuster, there was probably 6 cop cars behind us. I am 16. 16. Highly talented football player at the time, and then we're driving. So I can hear him telling for us to get out of the vehicle. I'm like, man, are they talking to us? And Chubb's like, yeah, man. He's younger than me, He's like, yeah, man. I was like, man, what's going on? So we get out, and he's like, get on the ground. I'm like, for what? I'm a kid, but I'm like, why am I getting on the ground? So the dude came over there. He's kind of rough, threw me down on the ground. And the other officer came up. He was like, nah, man, I think this guy plays football Eastern Wayne, man. That guy, I think he's an athlete at Eastern Wayne. He ain't doing no, I don't care. The guy said he was robbed, and this got to be the people. So he got us on the ground. Fit the description. He got us on the ground in front of Blockbuster on a Friday night.
Everybody out.
You know how busy that block. Everybody's looking out there. They're like, oh, because everybody know Pee Wee. They like the car. They're like, oh man, what's going on, man? They got Derrick out there. The cop said again, hey man, listen, this guy is an athlete at Eastern Wayne. I think we got the wrong person, but we're gonna get the guy over here. So they bring the guy from the store over to Blockbuster to ask, is that them? And he's like, nah, that ain't them. And he was like,
imagine him if he would have said, yeah, D.
Yeah. He said, get up. And then me and Chubbs left. I went straight home. Told my daddy. My daddy said, get in the car. And we went to the police station. But I don't give a damn who you thought it was. You let that shit happen again, you gonna see. You gonna see what I'm gonna tell you. So, I mean, that is the only time not dealing with people, because Troy Smothers was my best friend. I stayed over at Marlis and Mr. Smother, Tom. I was over there all the time. Steve Newby, Mr. Newby ran the boys club for many years, man. They took care of people. And Steve does that today, helping inner city kids and stuff to succeed. So you're right. My upbringing never saw a lot of racism by the people we were surrounded by: football, basketball, baseball. I was always at Troy's house, Scott Newby and TJ Smothers, all those guys, even though white guys would protect me just like I'm their little brother, they wouldn't let anything happen to me as well. So growing up through Eastern Wayne, I didn't see it. But outside of that, whether it be at the store or somebody grabbing their purse, or whatever the case may be, you may see it and then not think nothing of it, be like, what's wrong with that lady? That lady bugging.
Right.
Worried about her and keep on about your way. But you're right, as a whole, at Eastern Wayne, I did not see. Now, come to athletics, we didn't go anywhere.
No.
No. You can't be top 3 in the state in tackles and not go nowhere. But and my fault as well. Didn't go anywhere, and I didn't do everything that I needed to do, but I had enough to make it to where I should have. You had enough to make it. I mean, that baseball team was loaded, man.
Man, listen.
From 87, after they won the state championship, 88, 89, loaded. Shouldn't have been nothing. Basketball, we went all the way to the regionals.
Yep, sure did. I remember that.
And only 2 people, I think. Keith went later, but Jamie Bell, Lewisburg, Michael Sweeney went to not Catawba, but what's the military school in South Carolina? Citadel. Citadel. He went with Gus to Citadel. And that's it. Tony Davis offered me one to Pfeiffer. He was like, "Hey, man, you
Meisenheimer." Yeah.
He said, "You feel
that's
good."
where he went to school at, Hall of Fame.
And I remember we used to play, at Eastern Wayne Elementary, elementary right next to the high school. We playing on Saturday and Sunday.
We used to sneak. We used to break in there. We used to break
and be there all day.
And be there all day,
because you got to. Because if you lose, you better put your name. You better say you got net. You better hope somebody pick you up. Because that list is so long of people waiting over there.
You talk about the dream team going against each other. When you got in there to some of them runs in that gym, man, the athlete. And we talk about baseball too. You think about how many black guys actually played baseball when we were coming through.
Oh yeah.
Compared to now, unless you go to a HBCU, but these high schools around, they're not there.
And it's crazy because I used to love baseball, but when I got to high school, football, basketball, I was like, man, I don't really want to play baseball. Even though, my whole life I played football, basketball, baseball. And then we got up there, I was like, Coach Wiz, you gonna play baseball? I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna play baseball. Football was long, basketball was even longer. I was like, man. And then I didn't play. But I played summer ball. But then after that league of summer ball, I didn't play anymore. I was like, man. And I should have never stopped playing baseball. But hey, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn, and you don't hold it to yourself. You pass it on.
Yeah.
You pass it on.
Don't ever stop doing what you love, no matter what.
That's it. You remember, there was a guy that lived beside me. He called himself my cousin, but Darryl Rouse.
Oh yeah,
man. Explain to me why he didn't go nowhere.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I can't.
Baseball. He was an athlete, man. I mean, I was better, but he won't far behind me. Is what I'm saying. But his jumper, man, Darryl was
ball in the outfield.
He was thorough, man. And Gary Cox throwing 95 with no control. All it would take was somebody to take him under their wing and show him how to control it. He'd probably be a multimillionaire today.
And then most people don't know, Alex was a great athlete.
Alex was better than Garrett. Now you talking about a Bo Jackson before Bo Jackson?
Man,
Alex,
that boy could play everything.
Man, when I tell you he played everything, it was good.
And it not just played everything, was good. Man, my senior year, all those guys sitting in the stands. No, I mean my sophomore year, Alex, Gary, I think that they made a coach won't let you play, so you had to play JV. I mean, man, what the hell's going on here, man? Look at all this.
Do you remember? I sure did. He wouldn't let me play, so I had to play JV because I wanted to play so bad. I was trying to kill people. You hear me?
Like, what's going on here, man? Look at all these players that can't play because you won't let them play. Talking about they can't work. They go on, and I think y'all was only gonna miss like two weeks of summer preparation.
I was a week. I remember because I tell this story often. 1 week I was gonna be out, and he was like, "Well, I can't use you." I was like, "Well, oh well."
And there was a huge white dude too. I can't think of his name. He couldn't play because he out there doing tobacco too. I'm like, man, we need to get rid of this guy. But even though I'm hating on Coach Wiz, because we lack talent, because you wouldn't let nobody play, he would have a great game plan that would last until our talent ran out. So if he had the talent, he could compete.
Right.
But since he only had the talent to compete for a half, the second half we getting blasted.
The adjustments were made.
Hey, look, we don't play the whole first half both ways. So the second half, the other team's like, man, that team is gas, bro. We're gonna run pitch, sweep, left and right the rest of the half and run up this score 57-8, and that's gonna be the end.
Like, what happened? Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
You know, I mean, Coach Wiz would be like, you see that guy? Look, you see how he's in the 3-point stance, and you can't see the no blood in his hand because he's pushing down so hard. He's gonna fire off the ball. So I'm playing linebacker. So my key was that guard. I know when he was sitting back going for a pass, or he gonna pass protect, he's sitting back, right? So his hands are regular, but when he's gonna run block, he pushes down to the ground. So I will fill those keys. So he was great at that. But man, my junior year, we're lifting weights or whatever, and it was like, hey, coach, you got anybody we should look out for? He's like, no, I ain't got nobody. I almost killed myself. I'm gonna drop about 205 pounds on my head.
He said, no, we ain't got nobody.
I mean, those are the type of things that you hear, and you like, wow, man. Earl Lewis, you know.
Oh my God.
I think Coach James helped Earl Lewis get the A&T.
He did. You know, Earl Lewis's son just finished up at East Carolina. Beast. Was a linebacker. Wow. Yeah. A beast, bro. He played his last season this year at East Carolina.
Ooh.
Jeremy Lewis.
Big like huge?
Not quite as big, but just as nasty.
Man.
Yeah, he was a problem.
The only dude I know that was, I think he was 6'3", 2?
Yeah.
2 something, and could run like the wind.
But we used to get so hyped up when we played freaking Spring Creek and Urban Legends, bro.
Hey, I saw Earl hit the hole, and the cornerback had the angle. Man, Earl ran right by that. I was like, good. That boy got
okay. Here's one for you. Corey Dickerson. Man, he was different, bro. He was different. Marshawn Lynch before Marshawn Lynch, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, just all the time. Just think about, and I'm guessing Marlon Darby's brother. Monster. I mean, just a physical specimen before, you know, I mean, I lifted weights, but this guy was a freaking machine. Carl Darby, that's his name. Machine. Carl. And could run like the wind. And I think he went to Appalachian.
Yeah, he did.
State, Appalachian, but I'm not sure how he got there. I don't know if it was, you know, somebody else that helped him or just his natural freaking big talent. Yeah, Jimmy Musgrove, fly like the wind. All these
Jimmy
guys.
Musgrove, yeah. So you can't tell me all these people you're talking about.
Big cramp.
And we ain't even scratched the surface that nobody's in the league.
Yeah.
How? All that missed talent coming through there, man. Yeah, I don't get it. I get it.
Just thinking of basketball alone, the Mike Parks, the John Earls, the Marcuses, the Tony Thompsons, the Jerry Jacksons. I mean, just pure natural Adrian Worlds, and man, just pure natural
Man, I don't get it.
It could be that your coach smoked crack and lived in the ISS trailer because he ain't got no place to stay. That could be it. You know, it says Scoot lived in the ISS trailer. You know.
Hey, D.
Yo. Les, can you hear me? I can hear you moving, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, come on. All right, you back now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Just talent, man. Too much.
Too much talent, man. Too much. It's like it's almost like the Miami University in the 90s. That's what I compared all that to.
Except for they went to the league.
Except for they all went to the league. Right.
They went to the league.
Doing 30 by we need to do a 30 for 30.
30 for 30. Like,
where are they now?
I try to go to Eastern Wayne and say, you know what? You know, we went to the regionals. Where are we won the Southeastern. You know, where's that trophy? We won the Christmas tournament. Where's that trophy? We won the where are all the trophies, bro?
Yeah, they burned them, bro. They trashed them.
Man,
they trashed them. They had to.
That is.
And there's none coming behind them. That's for sure. We would play Eastern Wayne in our conference at Conley, where my boys went to school. Yeah. And I used to, of course, I braid on my school, and I tell them, and I say, "Hey, man, this dad went here." He was like, "Oh yeah, all right." So they would make sure that they put their foot in Eastern Wayne still, and they would do it. We would 10-1 rule them every game. It was so embarrassing. I was like, how far we've come. You know what I mean?
Hold on a second. Olivia, be quiet. Livy. Boy.
She from the borough. She like
yeah, from the borough. Don't want to listen. Yeah, don't want to listen. And you know what I think? Southern Wayne, a massive amount of talent.
If we would have had Doyle Whitfield as a coach at Eastern Wayne, we would have won multiple championships, and I believe that.
Man,
I believe that.
At least see Southern Wayne, they sent a lot of players to D1. Know, football, basketball, you know. Mm-hmm. And then we're in the middle. We're rivals of all these schools, and nobody's going to D1 schools. It just don't make no sense, man.
And then later on, like after my brother left 7 years after, they drew the lines over, and the redistricting, and they started sending our athletes out to ACOC. Right. So ACOC became the powerhouse. So
ACOC.
Hey man, ACOC was it. Now back in the day, we were tuning them up, weren't we?
Boy, we went into the ACOC gym for basketball. Boy, we're gonna beat y'all by like 75 points. Just to let y'all know. The JV about to come in here this game early on y'all, bro.
Right.
In football, we scrimmaged them in football. I mean, you're right, it was bad. Rosewood too, the same thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you know, the Mid-Eastern 4A conference was a monster. You know, New Burns and Jacksonville's and New Hampshire.
Wilmington's, all three Wilmington schools. Man. You remember them trips to Wilmington?
No. I mean, I do, but I don't want to.
Man, and then talking about going to school the next day. I wish I would go to school tomorrow.
Look, we got to go to school the next day, but we left school after lunch. Man, come on. Lunch, bro. We got to go left after lunch to go to a game. But you want to be back to school in the morning.
We're talking about practice.
And then didn't get home till 11 or 12 that 1 o'clock that night because the game didn't start till 7:30. You get on that bus, Coach Wiz up there.
And a lot of times it was with an L too, a sore L. Like when we played football and even baseball, man, we used to get toe up going down there.
Man, they get you on baseball too?
Wilmington had a guy named Trot Nixon.
Yes, sir.
He played with the Boston Red Sox. He was a freshman when we were seniors. Chris and I were seniors. And we met him at the state games earlier that year. And was like, he pretty good. Nah, he was a lot better than pretty good. We used to watch him take batting practice out there, man. It sounded like Tigers 3 would because where he was swinging that stick, man. So
and that was a freshman. So my senior year, he was a sophomore. And he was Well, his senior year, he was a top-rated baseball player and quarterback in the country. So my 10th grade year, he was already getting accolades. But when he kind of looked bow-legged, like looked like he wasn't talented. So when he was out there, he had his towel in his back pocket. I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm gonna kill this guy. So they sent me on a blitz, and he saw me, and when I probably was one step behind him, and when he peeped over his shoulder and saw me, and he turned up the field, that dude left me like he was on a scooter. I just stopped running, Leslie. When he turned the corner, he took off so fast, I just stopped running like.
What am I gonna do with that, Coach?
Man, you told me this guy was okay. This guy is exceptional.
Phenomenal. Sensational.
Man. And they're talking about, their running back got shot over the summer. Really? What they do? Put a missile in his butt? Because this guy is unstoppable.
Yeah, he was different, man.
He was different. He was good, man. But what's his name, man? That dude from Greenville when y'all played, the running back and baseball player?
Timmy Moore.
Yeah. Timmy Moore. Mm-hmm. He was special too.
Hey, look, I still struggle with beating him, and we've been battling since, like I said, since the 90s. We play golf now. And I'm gonna tell you this. If somebody would have introduced me to golf in 9th grade when I was at Eastern Wayne Middle School, because 9th grade was there, I'd have gave up everything, I believe, because when I tell you I love it right now, because one, it allows you to stay competitive. I can't go out and play the basketball like I want to no more.
But you trying to lie. You ain't gonna stop playing no baseball, just play no golf.
But golf, man, and then you learn the intricacies of it, and you get pretty good, and you can start going around and beating people that don't look like. Well, that's another podcast, but I'm nasty with them.
Eastern Wayne High School had a golf team.
They had it, and we used to tease them. Oh, man.
And back then, Brian Bull was awesome. That boy was awesome in the golf. Boy, that boy was good. He was like, right now, his scratch is probably like a 72 right now.
Easily. The only reason y'all playing golf is because you can't play baseball. Y'all ain't no athletes.
Little did we know.
They getting out of class at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, going Pinehurst and all these nice places. Man. And not getting back at 11 o'clock. And they had it made, man. Had about 6 guys.
I was a great athlete, and I am terrible at golf. I'm telling you that right now. I tried it a couple times, and I know you got to keep doing it. Man, it made me, my first hit was exceptional. That sucker took off. I said, oh, man, I told you, boy, I'm a natural. My next 47 hits was negatives. I don't know where some of them went backwards. Like that. Man, we missed the ball going forward.
We go out there where Trace live at all the time, man. Remember Prentice Uzzell?
Prentice Uzzell.
His sister was named Julie. Well, actually, Prentice graduated in 89.
Was it Uzzell? Was his dad a teacher?
No, Mr. Raymond.
Oh, no, that's Ezel. That's Ezel. Okay.
Ezel, yeah. But anyway, he's
maybe if I see him, I don't know.
Yeah, they play out there all the time, and we play a lot, man. So and it will put you in circles, otherwise that you have no access to.
Right.
So that goes back. Yeah. I'm right back at networking and mentoring, bro. I try to tell my kids, I said, listen, don't knock it, man. Ain't nobody studying no golf. I said, it's a lot bigger than just hitting that little white ball around. Trust me.
Just look at the greats. MJ, golf. Steph Curry, golf.
Why do you think
they love it?
They love it. They love it. Quick sidebar. I met the when Bryson and them went to the Little League World Series in Williamsport. Yeah. I was playing golf. Met this older white gentleman who was short on his foursome. He asked me, "Hey man, you want to play?" I was like, "Man, I ain't trying to play with these old white guys."
Yeah.
So we end up playing. I don't know who he is. And by the third or fourth hole, he's talking junk to me like, we know. I was like, wait a minute, I ain't no slow leak. I'm from the borough, cuz. So I go back at him, like y'all old, y'all drinking prune juice after the round and stuff. So we talking junk, having a ball.
Yeah.
Finish up. It is Parker Overton who is he owned a multimillionaire here in town, and he owned a ski shop. His daughter's a world renowned skier. Long story, he ends up offering the boys his jet from our relationship that we built on the golf course. So we take one of his jets to Williamsport, bro. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. It's
so like golf. So golf and another. I love cigars. You can see my thing. I'm
man.
There's no telling who you smoking with when you're at the lounge. That's the beautiful thing about cigars. Just like golf, you don't know who you're golfing with, and when you're smoking a cigar, you don't know who you're smoking with.
And then we put them together, so we on the course.
Yeah,
man. What's your favorite right now, D?
Man, I don't really have a favorite. I like boutique cigars, man. You know, the big names are great too, but you know, I got this Cloud Bros. He makes and I love Tatuajes too. I love Tatuajes. My boy Cloud Bros has a good cigar. Big Country has a really nice cigar, and the Cloud Bros and Big Country, they're both black guys, so I'm trying to help them, give them some love. But they make a great cigar too.
You can get them online.
I have to say, I like all the Tatuajes. Huh?
You can get them online.
Yeah. I'll put out. I'll shoot you the information, man.
Yeah, shoot me the information.
And the Cloud Bros, like I think I got one of his bands right here. Yeah, this is the Volcano that I smoke.
That's Cloud Bros.
Yeah, Cloud Bros right here.
Okay.
All his are dealing with snow, or should I say blizzard, that type of thing. So
okay.
Shout out to Cloud Bros and Big Country. Big Country
up.
Got a cigar that'll knock you on your keister, boy. That song is so strong. I mean, he got several great ones, but he got one that
wow,
it is tough. But Sanj SP 1014s, I like those as well. And when I come down in February, I bring you.
That's what's up, and I have you some as well, bro.
Oh yeah, but Tatuajes, man, I'm really the Monsters and all those.
And those are flavored ones, right?
No. Tatuajes. They're not flavored.
Oh, okay.
They're just a good old cigar, man. I bring you some of those too. Monsters and of course you got the Fuentes and all those, but I mean those are staples. So I like to do the no namers. I shouldn't say no namers. They're just not. Ooh, and
the see that Fuente.
Oh yeah.
I tore it off.
And then there's another black guy. He has Mr. Fahrenheit, which is a really good cigar. Man, I hate to say it. I can't think of his name right now, but he's one of the right now. As a black cigar producer, he is really climbing the charts. He is going to be at PCAs, and he has made his name and his stamp on cigars.
Oh, wow.
Man, so he just came out with Mr. Fahrenheit, and man, I can't think of the other ones that he got, but they're all great cigars. And
you thought about making you one?
No, I don't know all the ins and outs. I know
we can. Hey, somebody learn. Somebody learn.
I know the three makers of it, but in order to make that, I don't want to make it here. I want to travel to the countries and Nicaragua and Guatemala and.
You know what the name of it's gonna be?
Connecticut. Huh?
You know what the name?
Straight from the borough.
High end.
That'd be good. Hey, the borough. Hey,
the borough.
James Street on that route. I'm put William Street on there. It's gonna be about this. Hey, it's gonna be about this long. We put William Street. Hey, and the band gonna be about this long too. I'm gonna put.
And you got to smoke it with your left hand.
Yeah, and look both ways before you cross the street, because it'll knock you on your butt on William Street. Yeah,
there's a company here in not here but in Fayetteville, made by a couple of my frat brothers, who started a watch company, and they have different colors on their watches. Real simple watch, but Oprah saw it and she fell in love with it. It's called Spring Break, but they have different color schemes, and they name it after different neighborhoods in their city. So matter of fact, I got one on right now. But it's spring break, man. But I was just thinking about what you just said about the cigars. That's a great idea, D.
Oh, so you named cigars out of the 11 boroughs.
Talk to me.
Goldsboro,
Talk to me.
Lincoln Homes, Seymour, Green Acres.
Each with a different flavor profile.
Yeah. When you smoke the one from Green Acres, you got to have your pistol with you. The jungle. Hey, the jungle, when you smoke it, you got to have your pistol with you.
You got to have it with you when you like
back. Hey, Seymour, the old projects, the new project. Hey, you got to have, hey, Lincoln, you got to be ready when you come through there.
Lincoln Homes, yep.
West Haven,
Good old times, man.
Good old time, man. We went through all those, man. But yeah, man, we on here about an hour, 15 minutes, man. We better close it down, man. Tell the people, man, some good stuff that they need to know, bro. What you got to do? What wisdom you got to give the people?
The wisdom I have to give the people is that allow genuine relationships to rule your life. First and foremost, put God first in everything, not just some things, but everything you do. Take it before Him first. Don't forget the people that were there for you from the very beginning. You don't have to have anything, expect anything from anyone. So, as a prime example, Derrick and our relationship, man, when I tell you this is like a brother to me, and we don't talk every day, but I shared early on what a simple act did for me in my life, and I'll never forget it. So I'm looking for the next person to do what he did for me, and I love you, boy, for that.
I love you too, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Hey, put God first, people. I didn't do my commercial because my wife told me I have to stop trying to sell Greasy Granny products because she said it's terrible. So I'm not gonna do Greasy Granny today. Hey, Les, man, it's been a privilege, man. I love you, boy.
Bro.
Keep doing great things. I should say, Dr. Jackson.
Woo, that sounds good.
Tell your boys keep up the good work.
I will,
Tell
man.
your wife, I said, hey, everybody, this is a great show, man. The borough is gonna love it. We talked about some
and
things
I love the borough.
That I touched, and I love the borough. Hey, we wouldn't be who we are today.
No, not even close. Not even close.
So, let's hold on for a second when we get off here, man. This is Under Construction. I'm your host, Derrick. This is Leslie Jackson down in Greenville by way of Goldsboro, North Carolina. Hey, y'all have a great, great evening. Oh, one more thing. Love someone. Call someone. You never know what they need. Y'all have a good one. Peace.